Thokozani bantu abadala, thokozani ma-Afrika mahle, ngokuzithoba makhehla sicela ukukhanya nokuthula kumdali wezulu nomhlaba. Sicela umoya oyingcwele usisikelele, okuhle makwande e-Afrika. Uzwelo nozwano lwande emhlabeni kaMvelinqangi. Umaku.
Yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, la, la, yeah, oh, la, la, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Tuyahleka ngamthanda waba tuyahleka ngamthanda waba tuyahleka ngamthanda wayeke belihashi ngamthanda wayeke belihashi ngamthanda wayeke belihashi ngamthanda wayeke belihashi ngamthanda waba tuyathetha ngamthanda waba tuyathetha ngamthanda uyathetha ngamthanda waba tuyathetha ngamthanda maye ngimameni ngemuk maye ngimameni ngemuk maye ngimameni ngemuk aye anguzwa
This is a digital platform where writers are in dialogue and in conversation, started by the wonderful Zukiswa Bwena in response to the challenges of the COVID-19. So today I am absolutely delighted to welcome Uboya Benyati, Ukatjeni, Zanele Ndlovu. Ndabezitha. This has been a long time coming. I am so happy that the two of us have this opportunity to talk about ukubhala lwesiZulu.
Sanibona emakhaya. Uyangibona sisinox usajemile.
So ngicela sawubona Ndabezitha, sawubona. So ngithi kafushane nje akuchazele Ndabezitha ukuthi uZanele Ndlovu. Kubani uZanele Ndlovu? AbakwaNdlovu ngobani? Badabukaphi? Usiphi nje kancane umlando wabantu bakwaNdlovu.
Oh, ngiyabonga sanibonani, ngiyabonga kakhulu ngalethuba elinginike lona. Le ngoma engisanda kunidlalela yona eka Princess uMagogo umntwana. uZanele Ndlovu ngumbhali, ngibhala ngolimi lwesiZulu engilincele kumama. Ngumdlali wensimbi zomculo wesintu, dlala bona uMakhweyane, omarimba, izitolotolo, kanjalo kanjalo. Ngibhala ngesiZulu, ngumZulu waseSoweto-ke mina, ngizalelwa eSoweto, ngikhulela eSoweto. Ngaba nenhlanhla ukuthi ngingasho ngithi inhlanhla ukuthi uma kwaba umuntu obekasebenza emafemini yabo be-embroider lapha emafemini. So azange ngibe nethuba lokuthi ngingene kwiy'kolo zama-Model C, bengifunda lokishini. So elokishini besifunda ukusifunda isiZulu, ukusibhala nokusikhuluma. So kwaba i-opportunity-ke leyo ukuthi ngifunde ngolwimi lwebele, ngikwazi ukuthi ngisikhulume kahle isiZulu. So uZanele njengoba usho ukuthi owakwaNdlovu-ke, thina abakwaNdlovu angithi oGatsheni, oBoyenyathi, oBoyenyathi, obusomba busombuluko, ezidla ekhaya ngokwesela belusi. Kodwa thina asiyilabo Ndlovu boGatsheni. Thina siyilabo Ndlovu ababuya eGaza, eMozambique. So mina iy'thakazelo zasekhaya yilezi uNdlovu, uTolobane, Mathe, Moyavarangwini. So kodwa because uboya varangwini yibo uboya benyathi, so ngiyacabanga ukuthi sisahamba sisamunye still yabo, kodwa ngilo Ndlovu obulabulayo ukuthi-ke basuka-ke oNdlovu bethu kuphi koGaza-ke lapho baza la eMzansi Afrika. So-ke mina ngakhulela eSoweto-ke, ngakhula ngaso-ke isiZulu-ke njengoba ngisho ukuthi ngisifunde from esikolweni.
Of course.
Ngaqhubeka.
Ngithi manje Ndebezitha, umlobi, ungumculi, ungumdansi, uthisha, amakhono wakho maningi ngendlela eyisimanga. So you are multi-talented. You're a dancer, you're a musician, you're a writer, you are a teacher, you are a healer, you're a farmer. So you are incredibly multi-skilled and gifted, Tell us a bit about Zanele Ndlovu. Where does your journey start? And where you then decided that you are going to focus mainly on writing. And writing, ngolwimi lwebele predominantly, And that's what I wanted to say to you, ukuthi ubhala ngolwimi lwebele, ingani Ndebezitha ukuthi usasingisi simnandi kangaka. Wakhetha nje ukuthi uzobhala ngolwimi lwebele kwenze njani boya benyathi. So I think just talk us through your journey. Who is Zanele Ndlovu and how did all of this start?
Angazi ukuthi njengoba uthi yabo ngumdansi, ngumbhali, lento leyo ikhona kuwo wonke umuntu, ngumfama yabo, indlela ebesikhula ngayo. Angithi besisimahleli lapha emlilweni makwenza umlilo, umunye ushaya siyacula, siyadansa, sixoxa inganekwane, into besiyenza vele impilo yethu leyo kahle kahle. Yabo emini siyahamba soyila amabhontshisi. So-ke ngiyacabanga ukuthi njengoba ngisho ukuthi singabantu sinjalo. So-ke isizathu sokuthi ngibhale ngolwimi lwebele ngesiZulu ukuthi beku 2003 nge-World Summit la bekune-World Summit on Sustainable Development eSoweto. So kuze abelungu from phesheya babuza umntana seSoweto, hello, how do you say hello in your own language? Umntana, hello, how do you say goodbye? Yabo, bye-bye. And impilo sikhuluma kanjalo-ke thina lokishini, nomuntu anqonqoza ngithi emnyango, come in, yabo. So siyasikhuluma isiZulu kodwa sifaka amagama sigcine siwakhohlwa ukuthi sawubona, sala kahle, ngena, yabo, sesingenwa umkhuba wokukhuluma kakhulu ngesilungu, sisixube nesiZulu. Mase ngiyabhala-ke incwadi yami uMakhweyana. uMakhweyana kahle kahle akusiyo incwadi yami yokuqala. Incwadi yami yokuqala isimunye, ne? Ukuthi nje ngapapasha iMakhweyana kuqala. So iMakhweyana yiyo engibhale ngayo, ngibhale ngayo instrument le. Ngayibhala ngesiZulu, ngase ngenzani? Ngoba abantwana manje abafuni ukufunda nje, bazobheka nje, futhi isiZulu sinzima. Bazobheka iy'thombe nje bese bathi, ayi, asazi if siyafundeka lesiZulu noma ngase ngenza ucwecwe. Uyazi yini ucwecwe sisinox?
Hawu ngifundise ngane yami. Yini ucwecwe? Awungifaka isikole umfunda aze adondoloze.
Ngayenza audio CD ke kule audio CD ngayenzani ngidlala umakhweyane ku background isitolotolo and then ngiyayifunda ke incwadi ukuthi umakhweyane ibhalwe nguZanele Ndlovu ihlaziwe ugcina mhlophe idwetshwe nguCharlotte Hill O'Neill yabo kodwa ino music ku background ngoba labantwana laba sisinax mele ukuthi ubazele ngamacebo otherwise kunzima ngempela bakwazi ukuthi bawabiza kanjani amagama yabo ngase ngiyayizama ke ngifuna ukubona ukuthi iyasebenza ngempela iyasebenza bayayithanda audio CD abantwana bafuna lalela lebali bese kena sekayalibheka encwadini uyambona nalapho kubhaliwe ngenge umntana makakhala ekhamisile yabo so yeah and then ngase ngikhipha isimunye ke nayo ngayikhipha ne-audio CD ngabhalisa inkampani yami yokupapasha izincwadi ngoba ayikunzima ukuthola umuntu ozokunceda ukuthi ukhiphe incwadi yakho especially mawubhala ngesiZulu ngahamba ngakokota kwathiwa hayi nje mina bebangidiscourage nabantu engikhule nabo nje yabo nje elokishini ukuthi yo ubhale ngesiZulu you wrote it in Zulu it's not gonna sell and ngizama ukubacacisela ukuthi akusukuthi ngifuna ukuyithengisa kakhulu incwadi ngoba namanje sisinox njengoba ngisho ukuthi ngi-independent publisher it's not like ngenza i-profit eningi yabo because uprint incwadi zabantwana kuyabiza kunekhala yabo le mibala ebadonsayo kudla inki konke lokho kodwa ngiwenzela ukuthi ngigcine umlando abantwana bakwazi ukufunda isiZulu ngoba nami isiZulu engisikhulumayo njengoba ngisho ukuthi ngumZulu waseSoweto asivuthwanga ngihlezi ngifunda njalo yabo ukuthi sifunde ama-months of the year yabo imifino izithelo ama-fruits yabo kancane kancane ngifunda njalo nje everyday ngiyafunda so yeah
kunjalo manje njengoba usho ukuthi umakhweyana wambhala ngolwimi lwesiZulu kodwa ngiyazi ukuthi u-translated ungamthola ngesingisi uyamthola ngesipedi uyamthola akusichazele kangconywana nje ukuthi ama-languages owa-translate in kuyo what are they and i-process yakhona yoku-translator yazi what were the challenges that you came across? How difficult was it to translate languages?
Ukuthi zi-translate ke ngaba nenhlanhla because bekuyi-collaboration nami neNalibali. So uyazi Nalibali ke inama-translators yabo yayenza nje i-process nje yahamba kahle azange kube nama-challenges kangako. Kodwa i-challenge ukuthi mele kwenziwe ama-book layout, mele ziprintwe lezo incwadi yabo ngesiXhosa, ngesisuthu and then abantu abayi-sponsorisha i-translation yabo yi-German embassy because bona bayi-translateile to German iza ne-audio book nayo yes German ngiyenzile i-translation yakhona ne-audio yakhona yaprintwa so njengoba ngisho ukuthi as an independent publisher yiwo ama-challenges ke engihlangana nawo la ukuthi kunzima ukulona ukuprint incwadi yabo and because la ngikhona manje ngisemampondweni nemampondweni bakhuluma isiXhosa amampondo bona ngithi yazi isimpondo bayaskip bakhuluma isiXhosa and nginayo translation yesiXhosa mele ngithole i-graphic design ngincede nge-book layout mele ngimkhokhele yabo zonke lama process afuna ukuthi ukhokhe and then ne-printing yonke lento leyo so siyakhuleka kwabadala ukuthi njengoba sesila kukhulunywa khona isiXhosa mayiyenzwe ilona ngoba i-translation ikhona mayiyenzwe layout iprint incwadi itholakala ngoba nama-illustrations akhona
Camagu manje isihloko sakhona engisithanda ngendlela eyisimanga isihloko sikabili ngoba ukhuluma ngomakhweyane ukuthi umakhweyane iyinsimbi yomculo yakudala yamandulo right isihloko sokuqala leso and isihloko sesibili ubuntu ukuthi siyabantu kumele sibe nobuntu ake usichazele kabanzi ngesihloko sencwadi yakho ukuthi kungani udecide ukuthi uhlale kulokhu ukuthi uzobhalela abantwana ubazise ngomakhweyane ubazise futhi nangobuntu yabona and somehow you managed to link the two together, which I thought was beautiful. So you've taken this ancient instrument called umakweyane. It's called the love bow in some quarters, right? So you've taken the love bow, which a lot of us, we've lost touch with the ancient instruments. We don't know much about them, right? So you've taken this ancient instrument called the love bow, and you fuse sort of, knowledge of the instruments with knowledge of self, and you write a lot about, humaneness, and kindness, but at the same time celebrating this beautiful ancient instrument, umakweyane. I love it. It's one of my favorites South African stories, and I think it's a classic, really, to be quite honest. So kungani indaba ezitha udecide ukuthi on this sihloko sakaMakweyane?
Ngiyabona ukuthi uMakweyane awaziwa ngempela. Mina first time ngabona umakhuluma Dotini kunale documentary bidlala ye-Spirit of Uhati. Bebasemampondweni, ngiyakhumbula uThandiswa Mazwi ayofunda lapho kudlala uHati ayenza i-CD yakhe. So ngayibona le instrument ngayithanda from e-TV, yabo. And then kanti ngizobusiseka ngoba ngikhule, yabo, manje sengikhulela kuyo le ndlela yokuthi yobu artist, yabo. And then mase nguyo ke ngahlangana ugogo Bavikile owasembongolwane eShowe. So ugogo kena wangifundisa ukudlala uMakweyane, wangifundisa ukuwenza, yabo. So ngiyabona ukuthi how le instrument ithathwa kancane ngoba uyayibona isihlahla ngithi. And then bese makuza i-guitar, uyazi i-guitar, yabo, iyahlonishwa. Even nemarimba, zonke instruments zethu zenziwe ngesihlahla, ihlathi, umuthi, yabo, ziyaphila. Manje abantu mababona ihlahla nje bayibona kuyinto yokudlala, mara makuyi-grand piano, yabo, iya-respectwa yona, anyeke ubeke nekofi lakho phezu kwayo. Kodwa imarimba mina bengibona ngize ngibafundise ukuthi ayiyenzwa leyo nto leyo, iya-respect i-instrument. Ngase-ke ngiyawuthatha kuMakweyane ukuthi kumele ukuthi waziwe ngoba i-instrument yokuqala engayidlala imarimba vele. Kodwa ithe mangiba-introduce kuMakweyane ngathi ngizobhala incwadi ngoMakweyane, ngayenza-ke ucwaningo, i-research, whereby ngaya kwiy'nhlanga ezahlukahlukene ngoba uMakweyane lona ukhona kuzo zonke iy'nhlanga. All the traditions have uMakweyane. For instance, ngesiZulu ubizwa uMakweyane. The Xhosa people uHati. eMozambique bayibiza ishetende. eZimbabwe iBenda bayibiza idende. Tanzania bayibiza indono. NgesiSotho inamagama ahlukahlukene kwiy'nhlanga ezahlukene. NaseBrazil uyayithola bayibiza imberimbawe. NaseNamibia ibidlala ngomama kuphela, beyibeka la ebeleni phambi kwenhliziyo. Bathi bekuwuphawu lokuncolisa ingane lokho. So they would put it in their left breast next to the heart, and they would play it mabacula imilolozelo, telling stories to abantwana, because during those times ikolo bezingekho and abantwana they were taught through homeschooling. So abomama, because each and every story ngithi yazi inganekwane it has a lesson, yabo. So abantwana bebafunda omama bebadlalela ke uMakweyane. So ngayenza lolo cwaningo ukuthi mangifika ukuthi nani nawo niyibizani, yabo, ngabhala ke umlando woMakweyane. Ngase ngenza inganekwane ke ngoMakweyane ngoba ugogo wangifundisa ukudlala umlolozelo. Umlolozelo itsalalabayo, uyawazi ngithi?
Yebo, ndaba ezithi.
Yebo. So uma ngangifundisa lo mlolozelo ngayenza inganekwane ke ngalabantwana laba bebakhala bengafuni ukuthula, yabo. Abantu bebangamthanda ugogo ngokudlala uMakweyane. Ngithi nami bebathi mabangibona, yabo, abantu ngoMakweyane, yini le? Babona irasta ke abanye into yokubhema, yabo, ukuthi hayi akusinto yokubhema. Into bengiyithanda abantwana ke, abantwana yibo abazokubuza. Umuntu omdala akhuluma into ephuma endleleni nje, kwabona ukuthi yabo, bhekela phansi. So ngayenzani ke, ngabhala ngayo ukuthi le yiye ngiyithanda, yabo. Njengoba uthanda iviolin, ngifuna ukukushintsha umqondo, uney'nsimbi zakho zomculo wesintu, yabo, ngoba lana bengifundisa khona umculo. Ngithi yazi bengifundisa umculo eMorris Isaacson,
Soweto, yebo,
fundisa abantwana lapho. So isikolo sethu siyunisa accredited, Nurses Knox, kufundwa nobani. Manje kuphathwa ama-cello and uyawazi ama-string players umhlaba wonke jikelele nje banaleyo nto leyo. Mangifika ngoMakweyane, ngifika ngemarimba ukuthi lo ngey'hlahla kwenzakalani. Hayi, bangayizwisisi nje ngase ngiyayifaka nakhona ukuthi lezi insimbi zethu nizozithanda and mawuthi uyabheka manje abaphefamayo manje abathola ama-gigs ababizwa yibo bona laba bemarimba nomakhweyane ngoba yizo ezifuna abantu sebazwi hhayi ukuthi ngithi singazidlala ama-violin nani kodwa abantu and imarimba yethu sidlala yonke into ezokudaba ingoma sidlala mabafuna i-gospel siyabadlalela i-gospel mabafuna ukwesta sibadlalela ukwesta so siyenza interest nathi kuwabona ukuthi hhayi ukuthi iyabhora imarimba yethu siyakwazi na bona laba bama-violin bagcine sebafuna ukuza nabo bazojayivela ukwesta or ini ngoba umusic eba-relate kuwo-ke loyo
so ngibona lapho ku-social media hey ngibona ley'ngane zakhona sinila ngemarimba ngishaya ama-get down nidansa kumnandi kunje absolutely beautiful and ngisho-ke
ngithi asize angizwa khuluma ngathi ngikulalele
no bengisho nje ndaba esithi ngithi manje ngaphuthelwa because remember I was planning ukuletha iy'ngane zami ukuthi sizofunda manje sekuthatha uhambo ngize emafondweni ngize ngiyofika
ilona i-program le yabo ngoba bagcine bayithanda nabo esikolweni sebayibona ukuthi hey yabo bebayibhekela phansi ngizokutshela nje iqiniso nje limsulo bayibheka nje ukuthi laba ngalezi kodwa ithi mase babona ukuthi thina sesiperforma nabo madosina ngiyakutshela sisinox first gig bebasi-invite e-University of Pretoria abantwana be-share stage nomadosina saya ko-Festival of Lights eZoo and eZoo ngathi siyabuyela siye yabo bayithandile and abantwana ngikhuluma ngabantwana and ngiyasithanda isikole sona ngoba babafundisa i-music theory ne-practical kuhle vele ngoba umntana uvela alalela umakhweyane emangudlala avela athi kusime yabo bonke sebayazi ukuthi ngoba nangezinto zomculo wesintu siyakwazi ukuthi siyenze lento la angithi le curriculum ebengibayenzela yona abantwana laba abancane mangiba-introduce ku-music ukuthi yi-Western notation alongside actually African music alongside i-Western notation yabo ukuthi hayi ukuthi singayisebenzisi kodwa masingene ngey'nsimbi zethu yiko-ke umakhweyane ngingadecide ukuthi hhayi kumele ukuthi waziwe manje yabo mangufaka encwadini nala nje elalini mangihamba abantwana bayayazi incwadi umakhweyana yabo sebayawazi uhadi so yiso
uhadi bethunala lapho sisiwehadi laphaya Did you imagine culture sisiwehadi? You know, I have always wondered about, you know, this whole, because often abantu will say that, you know, as a barrier to publishing in African languages, that, you know, the same arguments that you've heard with the, you know, African languages don't sell, you know, if you buy, you know, if you publish in isiZulu, it's going to be a problem, you know. So what would you say to people who say that you cannot, you know, make sales in isiZulu? You know, what would you say about that?
Mina sengibonile whether isiZulu English abancane nje abazithenga yilabo abazithandayo honestly ngoba uyazi nawe in the industry like incwadi azithengwa ne kodwa into engingayisho ukuthi kubalekile ukuthi masibhaleni ngezilimi zase-Afrika yabo sikwazi ukuthi si-preserve ama-indigenous language njengoba ngisho ukuthi it's indigenous languages, indigenous instruments asizameni ukuthi isintu sethu lesi esincane nje sisitholayo njengoba ngikhulele eSoweto still but ngikwazi ukuthi kunomuntu ose-KZN njengamanje uma ungambuza ukuthi yini umakhweyane yabo ngoba hayi ukuthi nase-KZN uthola everywhere umakhweyane or even nala emampondweni abantwana abalwazi uRhumpu bayibiza uRhumpu-ke la ngesimpondo abalwazi uhadi yabo into abayicabukayo leyo so yiyo nje into ekumele senze ukupreserve nje wena sisinox kwaba and abantu masizithande yabo njengoba ngisho ukuthi siyenze as an audiobook CD asiyenzeni as a play siyenzeni as an animation yabo asizenzeni nje into zethu zithandeke man zibe interesting yabo so into engayisho nje ukuthi izilimi zethu zibalulekile mangabe umZulu and then uthi hi it's not gonna sound
yeah boya Bonyathi, you yeah
Mamele.
Yeah, you're covering a bit there. So I will just recap what Zanele Ndlovu was saying, that, you know, her book, Umakweyana, is about the instrument, you know, often. Oh, we're buffering quite hectically. So I was off air for a moment there. But I was just explaining that, you know, her book, Umakweyana, is actually an attempt to document this wonderful incident called Umakweyana, you know, because a lot of us, you know, even when I grew up, I didn't know Umakweyana. It was only, you know, when I went to university and I started having an interest in indigenous knowledge, indigenous instruments, that I actually discovered Umakweyana, you know, later on coming across the music of Uma Dosin, you know. But we were having a conversation. I'm just things up because we keep buffering. Our connection is not great. So I will just recap using also a bit of English just to, you know, the whole world is listening. But we have had, I think, over the years, conversations about the need to remember ourselves, you know, and remembering really just is, at, you know, the sense of it is putting together our shattered pieces as Africans, you know. And we spoke about this. Yes, it happens through the music. It happens through the books, you know, and obviously what's in the books, you know. So, Uma Ukuluma Ngomakweyana, as you said, in a way, you were demystifying the whole thing of Umakweyana when people see you with it, and some of it, you know, some people think you're going to smoke dacha with it. What are you doing with that instrument? You know, is it for smoking marijuana? You know, other people think it's for witchcraft. You know, are you coming to bewitch us?
Or be a tree, you know.
What are you doing? You know, so there's so much misinformation. You know, but really at the core of your book is really about remembering who we are, you know, our kindness, ubuntu bethu, through the amazing story that you tell. Talk to us a little bit also about working in Tanzania, because you spent some time working in Tanzania, and Umama Charlotte O'Neill, who did your illustrations. I think that's how you met her. You met her in Tanzania, right? And then you decided to collaborate with her. And you saw a lot of these connections and linkages all across the continent. I mean, you've traveled widely. So just tell us a bit about that, working in other.
Oh, okay, you're coming back.
We shall soldier on.
Oh, okay.
We shall soldier on. Yeah, our connection is not great. But tell us about working in Tanzania.
Okay, so eTanzania ngahlangana nomama uCharlotte Hill O'Neill. She's a Black Panther, ubuya eAmerica, uhlala nomyeni wakhe, bahlala eTanzania in Arusha. So they run programs lapha, including a children's home. Banikeza English lessons because national language as Tanzania is Kiswahili. So it's a skills development center ngasho isikolo nje. So balapha ngase Kilimanjaro ke. So so mangimmeet uMama Charlotte plays an indigenous instrument ebizwa iobukano. So yinto eyangidonsela kuye iobukano eyaseKenya idlalwa amagusi, itribe yakhona bayibiza the Gusi people. So umama Charlotte mangifika mina bengisho ukuthi uyi-musician naye nje yabo. So mase sisebenza ke senza music and then ngiyamtshela ke ukuthi Yazi actually ngibhale a children's book uMakhweyane yabo. So ngifuna ukwenza ama illustrations, and they also had art lessons lapho bebayenza i-fine arts. So bengifuna ukusebenzisa ama students actually to do ama illustrations and she was like, no, I'm going to do the illustrations. So who made these beautiful illustrations, including le eyesimunye yile uMakhweyana siyayibona sonke, and then le yisimunye ke. So she did
beautiful book.
The English translation, and then
Okay.
Yeah, so and then we started working together again in Nwati. Then it was the music. Yabona si performing. The when is it different? And then I was teaching a children's home yabo abantwana ngibanceda. And then one of the teachers were English beginners class had waba ne-emergency, had ukuthi ngifile up iclass lakhe ngibafundise i-English. Kodwa bengenzani bengibafundisa isilungu, and then ngibuye ngibafundise nesiZulu ngoba bengivele ngikhulume ngesiZulu nje khona lapho ku-English lesson. So yi-relationship ebenginayo eTanzania ke nabo.
Yeah. Hey, Davisita, I'm actually on our private chat, I'm asking our administrators to just maybe take us to audio only because our connection is not great. So bengicela ukuthi mhlambe mabangasisa audio kuphela, it will use less bandwidth. Yeah, so let's see, because we still have about half an hour on. We're kind of going on and off, but maybe if we just have a still picture of the two of us and then we get moved to audio, then the quality will be a bit better. But tell me a little bit about your thoughts, because I thought Isimi, because I obviously I've interacted a lot with your one book, which is quite well known, uMakhweyane. Oh, there's a message. It says we can go to audio by muting our cams. So shall we mute our cams? I think let's mute our cams, eh? Yeah, let's mute our cams and then go to audio.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much, Afrolit. Let's see if that improves our broadcast. Yeah. I was hoping that maybe it would keep a screen grab of some sort of visual. Yes.
Ama pictures. Yeah.
But after all, we all grew up on radio, so we will pretend it is a radio broadcast.
Yeah.
And then if we yes. Yeah, let's pretend we are on radio, and then we can continue our talk. So I actually thought ukuthi uMakhweyane is your first book and Isimunye is your second book, but you're saying it's the other way around. So it's actually Simunye which is your first book. No, so tell me about
Isimunye ngipublishe second, but ngibhale kuqala. uMakhweyane ngibhale after Isimunye, kodwa ngapublisha yona kuqala. So ngeke ngaziswapa around.
Oh,
Isimunye kuqala yabona, kodwa ngabona ukuthi yazini ithi ngoba nama illustrations ayenziwe ngesikhathi esiyi-1, nama illustrations eSimunye noMakhweyane belandelana nje eduzane. So ngabona ukuthi ngathi kungcono ngikhiphe uMakhweyane before Isimunye.
No, understand it. So Isimunye ikhuluma ngani? Mhlambe akuxoxele kabanzi ngesimunye ikhuluma ngani isihlalo sini?
Isimunye angithi ngibhalela abantwana uyazi ke. Isimunye ikhuluma ngokuthi simunye. Yabo ngoba uyazi mase abantu sinjani? Sethanda ukudonsisana. Okay, yazi kwenzakalani ke? Bekunomzimba, lo mzimba uphila kamnandi, uyahloniphana, yabo, amehla yenza umsebenzi wawo ukuthi avuleka abone, yabo, izandla ziyathatha umlomo uyakhuluma, kanjalo kanjalo. Hayi, ngelinye ilanga nawo amehlo sewagoloza ke ukuthi hayi mina ngingcono ukudlula lonke la. Ngaphandle kwami nje hayi ngisi next, yabo. Hayi bona ezomzimba hayi neyindlebe suthi nami ngibalekile ngiyalalela yabo nempumulo hayi nami ngiyaphefumula hayibo sekuyaxatshanwa manje yabo sonke isisho sifuna important ukudlula ezinye sekunale power struggle manje ifundisa ngaloko ukuthi simunye wonke umuntu ubalekile une special quality yakhe yabo amehlo umsebenzi wawo ukuthi abone ayikho futhi sizomzimba esingawenza lowo msebenzi yabo indlebe kumele ukuthi ilalele and ukuyabona ukuthi mawugula mawuphethwe yizinyo nesandla siyanceda umzimba wonke ayiki kuba yipain yonke indawo noma kuyizinyo ukuthi yo wonke umzimba wenzani uyahlukumezeka uya-affecteka so yeah it's about that ukuthi masithandaneni yabo sizame ukuthi wena njengendlebe yenza umsebenzi wakho nawe njengelihlo yenza umsebenzi wakho yabo nawe njengesandla sizame ukuthi sisebenzisane ngoba ayikho enye indlela ukuze sifike lapho siya khona kumele ukuthi sisebenze njengomzimba simunye
simunye ndabezitha kubaluleke ngendlela eyisimanga ukuthi sifundise abantwana ubuntu you know ngesingisi sithi ama-values manje uzothola umuntu akukhula azabe you know indoda yentshebe ubuntu siyabufuna siyabqalaza yonke indawo le kanti yilokho ekumele ufunde bathi ligotshwa lisemanzi yangithi manje ebuntwaneni bakho yileso sikhathi kumele ufunde ngaso ubuntu uyabona manje kubaluleke kangakanani lokho ukuthi yebo uzoyixoxa indatshana yakho ibe mnandi kodwa ama-values owafaka phakathi kuyona abaluleke kangakanani which is more important, an interesting story or interesting values when you're writing for children? What do you foreground?
Njobusho sibafundisa ubuntu yabo sibafundisa uthando sibafundisa nokuthi bazithembe ngoba angithi nazo le ndatshana zifundisa ngendlela ezahlukahlukene yabo ngoba omunye utho ukuthi akazithembi yabo akathembi ukhono lwakhe uzibhekela phansi yayibona manje sibafundisa nje ngendlela ezahlukahlukene kodwa ngempela ubuntu yibo obuhamba phambili ukuthi akumelanga ukuthi yonke into wena uyayibona lento leyo kumele ukuthi sisebenzisane ayikho enye indlela noma nje sikhuliswe ukuthi ngoba sikhuliswe kanjalo ukuthi wena ufuna indlu yami yabo imoto yami ama-shares wami yabo yonke into yami and then wenzani for abantu labo phila nabo ngoba ngempela lezi zinto lezi sinazo le imoto enkulu nani kodwa sizozishiya bese ubuntu uyayibona lento engisho ukuthi lo msebenzi esiwenzayo siwenzela izizukulwane kodwa wena noma ungaba nako lokho ukuthi imoto yami indlu yami kuzosala lana utho nokuthi ushiyela umntana wakho sisnox umntana wakho avela ayivithi lento otsho ukuthi uyisebenzela impilo yakho yonke ayivithize ngeviki nje kanti mawukwazi ukuthi ufinyelele nakwabanye abantu ubhalela abantwana yabona uhambe uyoxoxa ngoba akusho ukuthi sibhale uya scratch nje uyoxoxela abantwana inganekwane owayixoxela ugogo wakho kudala yibo ubuntu lobo nokugcina umlando uyayibona lento la akusukuthi kumele uzupapasha incwadi yabona ube ubonakale yonke indawo ukusuka nje lapho khona nje ukuthi hey naba abantwana ithi ngibafundise lokhu engikufundile ngoba ziningi izinto esizifundile kodwa ziyashabalala ngoba asizidluliseli phambili yabo sesigijimisa nje ukuthi sibe right sibonakale asisakwazi ukuthi umsebenzi osiwenzayo siwudlulisele kuyizukulwane nezizukulwane zezizukulwane
Hey uyazi yanzima-ke uma injalo ndaba ezitha ngithi manje-ke izincwadi zakho zitholakala kuphi uma umuntu nje ethi ngingathanda nje ukuthenga isimunye ngithenga umakhweyana uzithenga kuphi kanjani mhlawumbe uxhumana nawe zitholakala kuphi?
Ama-shop ebengisebenzisana nawo nase-Exclusive Books yase-Clearwater Mall nase-Cape Town ne-Airport Exclusive nase-Bridge Books kodwa kumele ngibathumele istoko futhi and then nakimi direct ungakuthumela ngikuposele zona and nakuphi kambe okay, bekune David Crute lapha emaboneni, so yibo abantu bengisebenzisana nabo labo. Kodwa njengoba ngisho ukuthi ngoba azithengwe incwadi zethu, kuyabona uthatha incwadi yakho uyise endaweni ngoba ngingajabula kakhulu ukuthi mangisa incwadi endaweni zithengwe yabo, zihambe zingafiki zihlale zihlobise. Yeah.
And you know, what advice would you give somebody, for example, who is listening to this talk and says, wow, Zanele Ndlovu, you know, has done so much, ulobile, wa publisher, and nami ngiyafisa ukuba I would also love to be a writer and a publisher. You know, what would you say to the person? Would you like, you know, where do you start and what tips can you give them? And what tips would you give them for selling the books? You know, because we write the books to sell them and to make them accessible to as wide an audience as possible, you know. So what advice would you give to a writer, somebody who wants to publish and wants their books to travel widely?
If ever we are self-publisher njengami, ukuthi athole ISBN number e-National Library, and then abhale if sekanayo ilona indatshana nayo, athole illustrator, umuntu ozomzobela imizobo, and illustrator noma ungatholanga i-professional ngoba usaqala, ngithi abantwana yazi bayawayenza ngempela nabo ama-drawings yabo, usaqala yabo ibe yile ncwadi oyifuna ukuthi kube yiyo yabo, uqala uthole illustrator and then uthole umuntu ozokunceda ku-computer ukuthi wenze layout, bese nokuyoprinta yabona mina for instance ezokuqala first print shem ibizibhedela, and then second ngazama ukuthi yabo ikhavi laminate iqinenyana, and then third kuya ngokuthi i-budget ihamba kanjani. So first print according to i-budget yakho ukuthi wena ukhona ukuprinta kanjani, and then bese ukuzithengisela ngizolikhuluma nje alisobala ukuthi mina nje yazi uzohamba kuze kuphela icathulo ngempela because ngoba nesandla i-Department of Education, i-Gauteng Libraries bazithenga incwadi yabo, and then i-Standard Bank every year nabo bebaba ne-literacy month awasilayo COVID kulo nyaka, bebangimema nabo kule sikole siyakuse abasi-renovate-ayo, then kuba ne-session lapho ngisayinela abantwana incwadi yabo, bathengela ama-grade 1, if ama-grade 1 ayi-120 bathenge ezi-120 and then donated to grade 1s. So ukuze ufike nalapho ngempela yiko ngithi uzohamba kuze kuphele icathulo yabo, and then mina ngizibe abantu abanye noma umuntu afford ukuthenga incwadi, abantu angamane ngazithengela ibox lakhe lepizza elikhulu yabo, lento engisho asisayenzele imali lo msebenzi esiwenzayo, sesenzele ukuthi nje sithi umlando yabo.
Usho ukuthi nje impela kunokuthi uthenga umakhweyane uzoya laphayana ko-Debo what ko-Domi what
kanti umakhweyane
hayi kunzima kuyakhuphukela. Ndaba ezithi uphezu komsebenzi omkhulukazi wokwakha umtapo wezincwadi i-library. Ukuvula kuvaliwe library. Ngizoyisho futhi nangesilungu ngithi, you know, you have embarked on this incredible project of building the Novula Kuvaliwe library emampondweni, you know, in the Eastern Cape. You've gotten some funding. You are building this library for children in an area which really does not have, you know, libraries, and an area where access to books is a problem. And you have taken on this mammoth task to build a library. I mean, that is so rock star, you know. So you're going to build this library. You've already got book donations. Of course, I follow you, you know, on the socials. You've got donations that, you know, tell us about Nokuthula Mazibuko Library. You know, when is it opening? You know, fill us in.
In Nokuthula Mazibuko Library. So I'm one of the directors of a non-profit organization ebizwa iNomkhubulane development projects. So iNomkhubulwane development projects isegwexa elusikisiki, so ngirelocateile from eSoweto ngazohlala kuphi la eMampondweni. So in the rural heartland ke la elusikisiki, and then focus on 2 areas of underdevelopment, education and skills development.
Nice.
iNovula Kuvaliwe Library is actually a project yokuqala esiyenzile sathi ithi siqale nge-library, yabo. And then into esiyenzile ke sa-approach-a ke abantu abahlukene ukuthi ngoba ngesinye isikhathi uma ufuna ukwenza into ufuna ukulinda i-lump sum, yabo, cash injection ukuthi into zenzeke, and akwenzeki ngempela. So ke kwenzakalani ke na i-first half ke sakwazi ukuthi senze i-foundation, sayenza i-foundation, sayenza amabonda, and then sayenza i-timber trust for i-roofing, safaka ama-sliding doors, safaka ama-windows, and then sayenza i-zinc 70%. So i-second half ukuthi siqedelele ke siqedele 30% we-zinc, plastering, painting, and then sivule i-library. So besimarketa through TV, through radio, through social media, and i-crowdfunding campaign yethu ibiqhubeka until ke na ilona i-COVID yayibulala i-momentum ke sisase-high, yabo, siyenza ama-interviews, sizama ukuthi siphushe. So manje siyazama futhi up, yabo, ukuthi siphushe ke, and then njengoba usho ukuthi ama-book donations, yabo, abo-National Library of South Africa, abo-South African Book Development Council, nama-individuals, abo-Butmonde, Nkasawane basinika iy'ncwadi zabo. So iy'ncwadi ziloku ziyangena. So manje siyenze ku-back body siyiNovula Kuvaliwe Library, sizama nje ukuraise ama-funds ukuthi siqedelele le library, and ama-facilitators even for, njengoba ngisho ukuthi izoba i-multi-purpose center kahle, kuzoba i-skills development ezo, whereby la emakhaya abantu ubonile ngithi lelo nengifakile le week yama-beats, nala emakhaya bayazenza izinto ezinjalo, like i-beadwork bayibiza insimbi, kodwa kaningi umuntu wenza nje i-neck piece nje, yabo, or i-bracelet. So sifuna ukuthi sizenze nazo like intense, yabo, sishaye ama-wiki, sishaye zonke nje, and sithole umuntu vele o-skilled kuleyo department eze azofundisa abantu, kube ne-workshop yalokho. And then njengoba sinehlathi bayenza kakhulu amaphindla wokupheka, iy'ntonga zokuhamba. So sinayo umuntu owumchweli like i-sculptress saseTanzania, uMwandali, ukhomishini womhlaba wonke jikelele, wenza ama-sculpture amakhulu nje, willing naye ukuba eze kunehlathi azofundisa abantu ukuthi hayi, yabo, ungayenza nalokhu. So sifuna ukuthi njengoba sisho ukuthi it's 2 areas of underdevelopment, ngoba angithi kakhulu abantu banokuthi uye emakhaya, yabo, rural life, they are so poor, kodwa abekho poor kahle. It's just leyo underdevelopment engishoyo ukuthi it's there and there, because abantu la baney'nkomo, abantu la bane-property, abantu ohlala emkhukhwini, yabo, abantu balala badlile batshalile nani. So sifuna uku-expose lezi ezingekho abangenazo, njengoba sisho ukuthi library, yabona ukuthi namakhono abo lanka abanawo amancane bathatheli phansi. So kwi-library ke siqala kuyo vele early childhood development, and then opposite isikolo iGwetlintaba Primary School, and sizo-offer ama-services ke to school going learners and adults, because ilona esiyitholile, incwadi sizitholile ezabantu abadala nabantwana, but kakhulu si-collect ezisiXhosa ukuthi it should be a language aba-relate kuyo, yabo, abakwazi ukuthi bayifunde, and then bakwazi ukuthi bangene nasesilungwini ke, ngoba umuntu uma ufuna ukumenza ukuthi abe interested ngempela. And i-National Library into engiyithandile, basithumela ama-South African classics, abo Ingqumbo Yeminyanya, yabo, Buzani Kubabo, uma ngalezo incwadi komkhulu, it's a royal council, because njengoba ngisho ukuthi we in a rural village, so la kusaphila isidala, whereby yonke into uyayo komkhulu, yabo, and then ihlale laphaya esikolweni. Uma ukhuluma ngale incwadi ke uzibiza, nomuntu omdala uyayazi leyo ncwadi ukuthi ya ngiyayikhumbula yabo. So at least makunjalo ukuthi into abakwazi ukurelate, uyakwazi umkhulu ukuthi hayi awuthi ngenovula kuvaliwe library yabo ngiyofunda ityala lamawele, and then yena abase-library sekayakwazi ukubona ukuthi kunezinye iy'ncwadi futhi. Angithi simenza ukuthi athande nje ukuyivula incwadi, izothi uma sekathanda ukuyivula ebone ezinye uzofuna ukungena-ke ajule yabo. Simbonisa ukuthi zikhona nezinye iy'limi, kunesiLungu mkhulu yabo, kuneSotho, kunesiJalimane, kanjalo kanjalo. So yeah, into esisayenza ke manje.
Umuhle lo msebenzi Rizitha. Muhle smart.
Hey, kodwa awuve unzima sisinox. Mina ukuthi nje like one yama-directors engisebenza naye, umyeni wami unathi Magubheni uye like ongikhuthazayo ukuthi ngoba mina yazi bengithi ngizozihlalela emampondweni sisinox ne bengiwenza vele lo msebenzi ngibhalela abantwana ne, kodwa emampondweni bengithi ngizozihlalela ngiqhubeke ngibhalela abantwana yabo. Wathi nje lebo uyenze Soweto uzoyenza la, and manje la kunzima sisinox ngoba uqalela yabo. Uyazi ngithi isimo sasemakhaya sinjani?
Zanele, you sound like a reality show, okay?
Angizwa?
You sound like a reality show. Show. Emafondweni noZanele Ndlovu.
Ngifanele Soweto sisinox ne ekhaya ne kusefletini leli stairs. So ngizwalele bengigeze ebhavini, ngiflashe endlini yabo. Uma ngivakashele kwagogo ke yilama forum aselokishini webhayi toilet ngaphandle sigeze sitsheni. So la yi-long drop, like nje sisinox i-long drop, akunamanzi, just ngithengile itanki to harvest amanzi from imvula, i-rainwater at least yasinceda. Kodwa makuyi-dry season kumele ukuthi uhambe uye emfuleni uyokha amanzi nge-20 litre, akukho kude, kodwa mina ngikhulanga ngiphathe 20 litre. Makunenhlanhla ipetrol ikhona, siyakwazi ukulayisha at least amabhakede agcwale yabo, silalisa amasithi, sifake amabhakede ayi-10, siyokha, sifake ipakupaku, uyabona ama-50 litres. So nje ngiloku ngiyakhula nje kanjalo because siyafuna vele ukuthi kube ne-borehole e-library yabo, abantwana bathole ama-toilet right. Kodwa it's a process njengoba sisho ukuthi kusanzima kwa ukuthi siqedelele manje, mara asipheli mandla, asigive up, siyaqhubeka ngoba umsebenzi kumele siwenze. Nami njengoba ngisho ukuthi hayi kusho ukuthi ubizo ngempela, angikwazi ukuyibalekela
phambili ngobizo lwezincwadi, phambili ayijiki.
Siphela amandla.
Ungaphela amandla qabani, ungaphela amandla. Efuna ukunixhasa, like how do we go about it? So if somebody wants to support Novula Kuvaliwe Library, how does one get in touch with Zanele Ndlovu? Is it via Facebook? To say, look, Zanele, I've got books to donate. I'd like to. I'd love to donate some books to Novula Kuvaliwe Library. I know how to get in touch with you, but general public out there, how can people get in touch with you?
Okay, bangas emaila ku novulakuvaliwe.library@gmail.com, or bangasithumela ku-Twitter novulakuvaliwe_library, ku-Facebook Novulakuvaliwe Library, ku-Instagram Novulakuvaliwe Library. So nje Novula, and then sinayo i-back body ke i-campaign nayo Novulakuvaliwe Library.
Okay, let me just focus on the email because you've said a lot of things. So your email is novulakuvaliwe@gmail.com.
novulakuvaliwe.library@gmail.com.
Okay, everybody listening, it's novulakuvaliwe.library@gmail.com in case you've got some books to donate and so on. Zanele, I've always wondered about one thing. I love bilingual books. It's my absolute passion, because both you and I are Sowetans, and in Soweto, the issue of language is quite a critical one, because a lot of our kids are losing, their mother tongue, So I have found in my work that bilingual books, that are both in English and isiZulu, English, Sesotho, English, Swahili, or whatever the case may be, are very useful in teaching the love of indigenous languages. So what is your take on bilingual books? Because so far the books that I've seen of yours, I've seen a book in English, in isiZulu, in German, in Sepedi, but what about bilingual books? Do you have any plans to go into bilingual books?
Yo, sis Knox. Eish, budget. Yes, sis Knox ne. Angifuna ukutshela manga if bengine-budget to do ama-projects Thongo elihle. Awazi. Kube sisekabi. Kuba abantwana bethu njengobusho ukuthi nawo abantwana bakhulu bafunda isilungu. Kube nabo njengobusho ukuthi bayayimamela nalesi diyo makhweyane, yabo? Bayayithanda noma ngabe bashona khona isizulwini. Kube banazo le ncwadi ezibilingual ngempela ukwabona ukuthi masingathola uxhaso ngalo msebenzi esiwenzayo. Nginabo abantu nona ngoba ngiyafuna ukuthi iphendulelwe kwiSwahili ngoba njoba ngisho ukuthi bengiseTanzania abantwana labe bengibafundisa bakhuluma iSwahili, yabo? Bengibafundisa nesiZulu, English, kodwa bona ulwimi lwabo lwebele iKiswahili and bayayazi umakhweyane, bayayazi instrument, ngabatshela istory nangibatshela ngesilungu, kodwa siyafuna ukuthi nabo babe naye umama Charlotte O'Neil bakahle ngoba ukhuluma iSwahili akasazi isiZulu, uyayibona? Manje masenjani ke njoba sisho ke ibe bilingual, at least ke kube isiZulu, English, yabo? Swahili, English, kanjalo.
No, ngiyakuzwa Ndabezitha,
saphela amandla sis Knox, asoze saphela amandla, kumele ayenzekile yonke le misebenzi kumele siyenzile.
But as you say, Uguchi, budget is at the heart of most of what we need to do, So budget, and we need to think of innovative ways, as you have done with founding the Nokuthula Mazibuko Library. I mean, you went to one of the most rural areas in South Africa, in the Eastern Cape, and founded the Nokuthula Mazibuko Library, And initially, you just had passion, you and your husband had a passion for for books, for mother tongue, and you've done it. You've done it, and you're 70% there. So congratulations to you and the amazing work that you've done. You know that I am a lifelong fan of your work. Zanele Ndlovu, musician, writer, dancer, teacher. You are absolutely amazing, and I love you. From dawn till dusk. You are absolutely.
Thank you.
Siyathokoza
imisebenzi phambili budget
but uma sivala Ndabezitha, you promised to teach me one of your gorgeous songs, in closing, because we've got about 5 minutes, I think about 3 minutes left now. So are you going to teach me a song in the 3 minutes that we've got left?
Ngodlala imarimba kena.
Ngodlala imarimba ungifundisa ingoma phela.
Ivukani ma-Afrika uzocula nami ngithi?
Ngizocula nawe Ndabezitha.
All right, okay.
Vukani ma-Afrika, vukani ma-Afrika, vukani ma-Afrika. Kwamnandi kwanje, yeah. So James athi sifaka ama-camera sizovalelisa kahle ingxoxo yethu ibe mnandi ngendlela eyisimanga. So should we switch on our cameras so we can say goodbye to everybody? It was absolutely amazing. So thank you so much, Nokuthula Kuvaliwe. And live will stop in a minute. So maybe play your marimba as we close. Play your song one more time so we can see you. Yes, please.
Vukani ma-Afrika, vukani ma-Afrika, vukani ma-Afrika, vukani ma-Afrika, vukani ma-Afrika, vukani
Thank you everyone for watching and listening. And thank you, Zanele Ndlovu, for being absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Afrolit Sans Frontiers Language Edition 2020. Besikhona inobhaliwe siyanithanda nonke.
Ngithanda ngendlela eyisimanga.